Hey everyone, welcome to the investor.bet NRL Round 10 Try Scorer Trends preview. Here I'm going to go through all the most likely try scorers for this weekend across all the games. We have 15 of them. And the way I identify these try scorers is using the statistics of these teams in terms of where they score their tries and where their opposition concedes tries. And we're using one of the tools from the bet finders to easily identify those positions on the field. So what you're looking at here, first game is Eels Dolphins. This column here for Parramatta is where they score their tries. If they have a high ranking for that position, that means they're scoring more tries than the average side in the NRL through that position. So at fullback, Parramatta ranked third in average tries scored, whereas on the right wing, they rank 15th. So majority of the time, we're looking for higher rankings in this column. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in the opponent tries against section, this is where the Dolphins concede tries. So it allows us to easily see where they concede their tries. If they have a low ranking, like 14 here, that means they're conceding a lot of tries to the right wing and right center of the opponent. They have a low ranking, they're not conceding as many tries in comparison to the rest of the league to that position. This is the quickest way to identify good matchups. And then we can go through and look at who's playing that position. Is it the regular player or is there a change? What's their recent form been like in terms of them scoring tries? And also, has that opposition, now we're into round 10, has the opposition still been conceding tries to that position recently, or were a lot of those tries scored early on in the season and it's dried up a little bit lately? So that's what we're going to go through in this video. Last week we had 14 try scorers, 6 of them hit, so we missed a couple. There are 2 that I left out that both scored. First was in the Sharks Eels games. We went Kennedy at $3 and Sam Stonestreet at $1.92. Stonestreet scored. Left out Britton Nicker, who did score. He was paying around the $2.50 mark, $2.60. I just wanted a slightly better price on him to make it a bet. Then Roosters Dolphins, we hit Mark Nawaqanitawaze at $1.90, and then Homicide Tabuai Fido at $2.05, but missed on Asako. No try scorers in the Rabbitohs Knights. Virtually all the tries came on the Knights side, with Fletcher Sharp scoring a hat-trick. Then Warriors Cowboys, missed on Halasima as the $4.40 selection, but Murray Talagi at the $1.90. Tigers Dragons, we just had Sneer Taruva at $1.92. Titans Bulldogs, missed on Bronson Sherry, but hit on Jacob Preston. Cam Pereira was our third selection in this game, but decided to leave him out, but he scored a try. So that was the second one. Him and Nickera were the 2 that I left out that ended up scoring. And then just couldn't close out the round strongly, missing both players in the Panthers Broncos games. Broncos were just terrible against Penrith. And then Storm Raiders, a low scoring game in bad conditions. Neither Coates or Sebastian Chris were able to score. Still going really well in the season, back in round 8 and then round 7. Those are the results of the past few weeks for you to see. This is the way I always go through and choose my try scorer. So let's break it down. So Thursday night, Parramatta versus Dolphins. I have 2 players for Parramatta and 1 for the Dolphins in this game. Firstly, for the Eels, we're going to target the wings. We're going to go both sides of the field here for slightly different reasons. Now, for Parramatta, a lot of their tries coming through the left wing, which is Josh Adokar. He's $1.70 to score at Neds, and I am going to play him this week. We left him out last week. Have played him a number of times so far this season, but he's in very, very good try scoring form. Going back to last season, he scored in 10 of his past 12 games and scored in 5 of 6 games so far this year. And the Dolphins have conceded to the left wing in 3 of their last 4 games. At the $1.70, I'm happy to play him. I wouldn't take too much shorter than that, because you would expect Parramatta to go to the right a little bit more to try and expose this poor left edge defense of the Dolphins. So I'm going to play Adokar, but also going to play Bailey Simonson on the right wing for Parramatta. He's $2.05 at Neds as well. So either wings for the Eels. Dolphins have conceded to the right wing in 6 of 9 games so far this season. And last week, the Dolphins conceded 4 tries to the opponent right edge and none to the opponent left edge. So based off last week, the Eels should definitely see that and look to target the right side of the Dolphins. Simonson, so far this season, he's just had the 3 games and scored 1 try. And against the Dolphins, he's played 2 career games against them for 1 try. At above even money, happy to play him as he has a very good matchup there on that right wing for the Eels. Then over on the Dolphin side, we're going to play at fullback Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. I've had some good success backing him lately. He's in very good form, scored in 4 of his past 5 games, a total of 7 tries, and has a really good matchup here. The Eels give up the 3rd most tries to opponent fullbacks, and they've conceded to the opponent fullback in 2 of their last 4 games. Tabuai-Fidow in really good form, scored a double in his last game against the Eels as well. And there are somewhat good matchups here for the Dolphins, but if the Dolphins are to win this game, then Tabuai-Fidow is definitely going to have to cross for a try. So I'd rather be backing him to score a try than the Dolphins to win this game. Knights versus Titans. In this game, we just have the one try scorer selection, and it's for the Knights on the right wing, and that is James Schiller. He's $1.91 at Bet365. Titans have conceded to the right wing in 5 of their last 6 games. But across those 6 games, it's a total of 10 tries. So it hasn't just been like 1 try in 5 of those 6 games. There's been doubles and hat tricks and stuff in there as well. Last week against the Bulldogs, Carraz got a hat trick, and the game prior against the Cowboys, Robert Derby got a hat trick as well. So that's 6 tries across the last 2 games alone. Newcastle, they got their attacking flair going a bit more. Last week, if they can continue this against a Titan side that pretty much gives up 30 and close to 40 points every week, Schiller should get a try, and really happy with the $1.91 at Bet365. For the Titans, I'm not going to play any try scorers. Their tries really come in bunches. Like, they have these periods where they run in 2 or 3 tries and then don't score for the rest of the game. And against this Knights defense, which still ranks really highly, there's no one that I really want to target. You'd expect for Gold Coast for them to see some success. They would go towards the right side. That's their better side, and also matches up with the worst side defensively for the Knights. And so you'd be looking at the right center, right wing for Gold Coast if you were to play someone. But personally, I'm happy to leave them out. Rabbitohs versus Broncos. Similar reasons to the Titans. I'm not going to play any try scorers for the Rabbitohs. And remember, this is the advantage you have as the bettor. You get to pick and choose when you want to bet and take the best situations. Don't just back a team or a player or anything just for the sake of it. You really want to only identify good situations to bet. On the Broncos side, we're just going to play one player. There's 2 situations that I identified, but just one that I want to play, and that is at left center, and that's Shibasaki for the Broncos. Rabbitohs have conceded to the left center in 4 of their last 5 games this season. So teams have been seeing some good success there recently. And Rabbitohs have conceded in each of the last 5 games to the opponent left edge, but none to the opponent in the last 4 to the right edge. So teams have really been going towards the left side and scoring. And I think the Broncos will continue that this week against South Sydney. Shibasaki has only ever played the 1 game against the Rabbitohs, but that was all the way back in 2019. So no form against the opposition to go with. This season, he has scored 2 tries in his past 5 games. Definitely gets a good opportunity here. He's paying $2.60 to score a try at Sportsbet, which I think is a reasonable price. And when I compare the $1.60 for Jesse Arthurs on the left wing, definitely rather the $2.60 for Shibasaki. The Rabbitohs have only conceded 3 tries to the left wing overall on the season, and it's more so been the center generating the score. So you can see here, Rabbitohs concede the 2nd least number of tries to the left wing, but the 2nd most to the left center. So this matchup is my much preferred, and we're getting more than double the odds for Shibasaki in comparison. The other good matchup for the Broncos is in the half. So Ben Hunt, Adam Reynolds. Rabbitohs have conceded to the halfback or 5'8" in 5 of their last 8 games, but did give up 4 tries last week versus Newcastle, which has kind of blown this average out a little bit. Would lean towards Hunt being the more likely try scorer of the 2, but it's one that could go really either way. You could half stake them both or a quarter stake them both. It's not a selection that I'd be super confident in, but wouldn't be surprised if one of them were to score a try. Raiders versus Bulldogs, we have one for each side in this game. We have a lot of wingers in this weekend, which is interesting. Firstly, for the Raiders, we're going on the left wing here. Savelio Tamale is $1.93 at Sportsbet to score a try against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs pretty much give up all their tries to the opponent left wing. They've given it up in 5 of 8 games so far this season, and it also has them ranking last So out of every team, Bulldogs give up the most to the left wing, which Bulldogs are your best defensive side. And that's why they rank number 1, 2, or 3 in pretty much every other position, except for the left wing. Raiders likely going to target that. Tamale scored in his last 3 games and also in 5 of 8 games this season. Bulldogs overall as well, when I went through the numbers, have conceded 11 tries to the opponent left edge and just 4 tries to the opponent right edge so far this season. So you'd expect the Raiders a lot of their attack to go towards the left-hand side of the field. Xavier Savage on that right wing hasn't been in as good form this season, and I think Tamale's playing a little bit better. And yeah, happy backing him at that $1.93. Then for the Bulldogs, on the right wing, Jacob Carras coming off a hat trick last week. He's paying $2.25 to score at Bet365. Raiders have conceded to the right wing in each of their last 3 games and haven't conceded to the left wing in either of the past 2. Carras against the Raiders has scored in 2 of the past 3 games against them. And at the current price at $2.25, to be honest, I was expecting somewhere in the $1.90, $1.95 range for him. So it's definitely a bet for me. Dragons versus Warriors, 1 for each team as well in this game. Firstly, for the Dragons, on the right wing, you have Terrell Sloan. He's $2 at Neds. Warriors have conceded to the right wing in 3 of the last 4 games. Sloan has scored in 3 of his past 4 games and a total of 5 tries during that period. The Warriors at defending the left edge are a lot better, so I'd expect the Dragons to go more so towards that right-hand side for them. And for Terrell Sloan, he scored in 2 of his past 3 games against the Dragons. So at even money, it's definitely a play. For the Warriors, this is a little bit of a tricky one here. So on the right wing, their numbers aren't great. They rank 15th, and this is also where the Dragons do concede the majority of the tries in terms of the back line other than at fullback. So straight away off this would be the side that you'd be somewhat looking to go. And the Warriors do have Dallin Watene-Zelezniak coming back into the side on that right wing. He hasn't played at all this season. His last game was round 26 last year, and he scored a hat-trick in the second half for the Warriors to come back and beat the Sharks. Wouldn't be surprised at all if he was to score a try in this game. Around the $1.70, $1.80 mark, was very close to being bet. Out of everything this week, he was the one that was the closest one that I decided not to back, but probably would play. The other way that I went in this game is in the halves for the Warriors. And you have a good matchup here. Warriors score the most tries of any team through the halves, and the Dragons rank 14th defensively. So playing Luke Metcalf, Dragons have conceded to the half in 2 of the past 4 games, and Metcalf has scored in 4 of his past 5 games this season, coming off a double last week. He had to score in 2 games against the Dragons, but in the current form, at $3.25 at Neds, I think is a good betting proposition in this game. But definitely probably wouldn't talk you out of backing Watene-Zelezniak as well out there on that right wing. Cowboys versus Panthers. Cowboys on the left wing here. This is a really good matchup again for Murray Sluggy. $2.02 at Neds. Panthers have only conceded 1 try in their past 4 games to the left wing, but have conceded in 5 of the past 8 overall. So they're playing better, and conceding less tries, but they're not giving up any to the opponent right wing either. And the Cowboys tend to definitely favor going towards that left edge, the number 1 left edge attack compared to the number 10 right edge attack. Tulagi has scored in his past 6 games and did score 2 in the game back in round 5 earlier this season against the Panthers, and has scored in 2 of his past 3 games against them. So at above even money, definitely happy backing him in this matchup. Then for the Panthers, on the left wing, Brian Toho returns $1.80 at TAB. Cowboys have conceded to the left wing in 5 of their past 7 games, and this is definitely the better matchup here for the Panthers, and it's kind of been the way they've been playing a lot this season, pushing their attack towards that left side a lot more. Cowboys only conceded 1 try in their past 4 to the right wing, so I think it's a much better matchup here for Toho as opposed to Alamotti out on the right wing. Toho scored in all 6 games he's ever played against the Cowboys, a total of 7 tries, and has scored in 2 of his 3 games this season that he has played. He is returning this week, and I think he can get a try here for the Panthers at the $1.80. Storm versus Tigers on Sundays. Melbourne, big favorites here, expected to win comfortably. Going to play 2 players both on Melbourne's side, and then I'll go through the reasons why. Firstly, on the left wing, Xavier Coates is $1.70 at Bet365 to score. Tigers have conceded to the left wing in 6 of 9 games this season, a total of 8 tries, and they've only conceded 1 try to the opponent right wing. You can see straight away, looking at this defensively, Tigers are the number 1 side at defending the opponent right edge, but they're number 15 side at defending the left edge. It's a really good matchup for Coates. You have 5th versus 16th, and Coates has scored in 3 of his past 4 games and should get plenty of opportunities in this matchup. At the $1.70, definitely a bet here. And then we're also going to play at left center. So it's really going to target that left-hand side. Grant Emerson is listed as the left center for Melbourne. He's $2.85 at Bet365 and has scored in his only ever game against the Tigers. Tigers have conceded to the left center in 4 of their past 7 games. And at 285, I'm happy backing him. Wouldn't take anything like crazy short, like 220, 230, but close enough to $3. Expecting the Storm to run up a little bit of a score. They should score around the 30 points in this game, score 5, 6, maybe 7 tries. It's a good matchup for him. We'll touch on Ryan Papenhuyzen. He's been in extremely good try scoring form. Storm scored the most tries through fullback. Now, Tigers, for the longest time, I think until 3 weeks ago, hadn't conceded a try at all to the fullback. Now conceded 3 tries in the past 3 weeks. There was a double in there as well. So 2 of their past 3 games they've conceded to the opponent fullback. Just Papenhuyzen is a little bit too short for me. He's around the $1.55, slightly less in some places. It's just a little bit too short to make it worthwhile backing. If he was $1.70 plus, then it'd be definitely a bet for me. But at the moment, happy with Coates and Anderson as my 2 try scorers. I'm not going to go any try scorers for the Tigers in this game. If I was, I'd lean towards the left-hand side. The issue is obviously the Tigers like to go towards the right edge, but Storm are one of the worst sides at defending the left edge. They rank last overall. Most of that is due to the left center, but Tigers also don't score tries through that position. Charlie Staines on the left wing is probably not like the worst bet. If I was to back anyone, he'd probably be the one that I would go with. Seagulls versus Sharks. Firstly, for the Seagulls, there's one matchup here for each side that I really like, and there's one that I was somewhat interested in. I'll say the somewhat interested one first. So for the Seagulls at left center, on paper looks like a good matchup here, 4th versus 13th. Tolu Kolar at left center for the Seagulls, but the Sharks haven't conceded to the left center in the past 4 weeks. Kolar does have a good record against them and is in good try scoring form at the moment. So he was very close to being a play for me in this game at close enough to $3. He scored in 4 of his past 5 overall and 3 tries in his past 3 against the Sharks. So he is a player that definitely wouldn't talk you out of backing. Just the Sharks have cleaned that area up defensively lately, so that average and ranking is definitely on the improve. Though the one player I do want to play is at the right wing for the Seagulls, and that's Jason Saab. Sharks have conceded to the right wing in 3 of their past 4 games, and Saab has scored in 5 of 6 games so far this season. He's paying $1.91 at Bet365. Scoring tries in his past 3. Doesn't have the greatest record against the Sharks, but Sharks have been conceding tries to the right wing recently, and I think Saab will be able to get one. Sharks also don't give up tries to the fullback. You can see they ranked 3rd overall defensively. Tom Trbojevic at fullback has a good record against Cronulla. I'll quickly share with you that record. Scored a hat-trick 2 back, and he didn't play in the game earlier this season against the Sharks, so that's one thing there in Manly's favor. But he may struggle as the Sharks just really don't give up tries to the fullbacks this season. Just the 1 try overall across all their games. So definitely wouldn't be keen taking too short of a price for Trbojevic here. And then for the Sharks, we're going to go on the right wing here. Manly are the number 1 side defending the left edge, so the Sharks need to go to the right edge, which is what they have been doing as it is. So Sam Stonestreet on the right wing, $1.85 at TAB. Seagulls have conceded to the right wing in 3 of the past 4 games, total of 7 tries across those 3 games where somebody has scored as the right wing against them. And Sam Stonestreet has scored 6 tries in his last 3 games. So at $1.85, a really confident play there to close out the round. Sharks should find majority of their points down the right edge of the field, and Stonestreet should be responsible for at least one of those tries, hopefully, to close out the round. So those are all the players I have shortlisted. I'll run through them all to summarize. For the Eels, Bailey Simonson, $2.05 at Neds, and Josh Adokar, $1.70 at Neds. And then for the Dolphins, we're going Hamaso, Tabuai-Fidow, $1.98 at Sportsbet. For the Knights, on the right wing, James Schiller, $1.91 at Bet365. For the Broncos, Jahamet Shibasaki, $2.60 at Sportsbet. No place for the Rabbitohs. For the Raiders, Bulldogs, we're going Raiders, Savelio Tamale, $1.93 at Sportsbet. And Bulldogs right wing, Jacob Carraz, $2.25 at Bet365. Dragons, we're going with Terrell Sloan at $2 at Neds. And Warriors, Luke Metcalf, $3.25. But definitely considering Wateni Zelezniak as well there for the Warriors. Cowboys, Panthers, Murray Talagi, $2.02 for the Cowboys. That's at Neds. And Brian Toho for the Panthers at $1.80 at TAB. Storm, Xavier Coates, $1.70 at Bet365. And Grant Anderson, $2.85 at Bet365. No plays for the Tigers. Seagulls, Jason Saab, $1.91 at Bet365. And also for the Sharks, Sam Stonestreet, $1.85 at the TAB. Those are all the try scorers for this weekend. Good luck if you're following along with the selections and you agree with like the reasoning. Remember, everything we do is based off the statistics. If you can use statistics to back your decision making, then it allows you to create consistency in your decision-making process. If each week you go approach the games and you just rely on randomly bringing up the game and thinking, oh, who's going to win this game, it creates a lot of inconsistency in like your results. But if each week you're going through a consistent process of how you choose which bets you're going to put on, that'll produce you consistent results long term. And that's why I built the Bet Finders originally, so that I could have that consistent process. You can get access to all these tools in the description through the Bet Finders and the Best Bets membership. So you can do this analysis for yourself and improve your betting on the NRL. There is also another video posted on my channel where I go through the trends and betting trends for each of these matchups. That video was posted yesterday, so make sure you check that one out as well. That's where we go through, the history between the two sides matching up against each other. That'll help you not only for your full game bets, but also if you're tipping on the NRL as well. Other things going on, obviously there's AFL previews out. Betting on the NBA playoffs, which are well underway now as well. MLB season's going. Horse racing goes on every single week. If you've never bet on horse racing, or horse racing something that you try and bet on and want to make money on, definitely check out the horse racing show. So far this year, we're almost at 200 units profit, and we're almost at 1,700 units profit since I started the racing show back in October 2021. On the website, I have the result of every single bet that I've ever posted, which you guys can view for yourself. We're just over a week through May. We're already up over 20 units in May. And with the horse racing is very, very easy to follow. Is the day before race day. So for Saturday this week, on Friday, I send out all the plays to members and tell them how many units to stake on each runner. Generally for a Saturday, there's about 20 bets, sometimes 19, sometimes 21, 22, but around that mark. On Friday afternoon, Friday night, you go in, put all the bets on, and then you're good for Saturday. Last week, we made just over 14 units on Saturday and picked up another 6 units again on Wednesday. So that brings us to over the 20 units for the month so far, but it's really easy to follow. And with the staking, the way I bet, like we could be making way more units, but I follow a very low risk approach to the betting, so that allows you to consistently profit long term. And it's not just reliant on having like one good week and that makes up for everything else. So every single bet is a maximum stake of 2 units. Over this year, the average stake is 1.2 units of a 100 unit bankroll. So say you have $10,000, that's your betting bankroll. The average bet is $120. If you have a $5,000 betting bankroll, then your average bet is $60. So it's only very small stakes per selection, and that's what helps create long-term profit. I see people doing crazy amounts of unit staking, like 8 units, 10 units, 15 units on a single horse, and that's definitely not the way to profit long-term. Like, yes, you'll be able to promote like big wins off one particular runner when it wins, but if you want long-term profitability, this is the ideal way to stake it. So definitely check out the racing show if you're interested in betting on horse racing and profiting as well. That's for me personally, over the past 10, 12 years, horse racing has been the most profitable thing that I've bet on across everything. That being said, thanks guys for watching this video. Good luck with your bets over on the weekend. hopefully this video gave you some insights into the try scorers and how you can use statistics and the situational factors to determine which bets to put on with confidence. I'll see you guys in the next video.